Hey everyone, welcome to the Back Road with Kim. I am here to talk to you quickly today about writing titles for your listings, specifically in eBay and in Etsy. So let's get right to it. When you're writing your titles in eBay, you get 80 characters. You need to make those 80 characters count. You're not writing a sentence. You're not writing your best friend. You're not explaining this to your best friend and saying, I found the cutest pink little bowl when I was in this shop the other day. No, you are telling a robot basically what to look for when you want to find your item. So let's go with the idea that you're selling a pink Pyrex bowl. The item that you are selling is a vintage pink Pyrex bowl. Now, the word vintage is subjective, and I don't like it in the first few words. I don't care if you use it, but it should be towards the back end. What you would want to type is 1950s, if that's when it's from, pink Pyrex mixing bowl, gooseberry, glass, vintage, and you start filling in the words at that point. Not cute vintage bowl, cute vintage pink bowl. Nobody's searching for the word cute. And the search engines aren't looking for the word cute. They're looking for descriptive words. They're looking for color. They're looking for size. You could measure your bowl and put the size of the bowl in the title. That would matter. If it's a large bowl, you could put the word large. But buyers generally are looking for brands. So you want to include your brand. They're looking for colors. So include your color. They're looking for the decade when they're buying vintage. They're looking for patterns when they want something specific like a gooseberry. And then they may be looking for specific size, like large, medium, 12-inch, whatever. So you might want to put that in there. You want to put your best keywords in the first 3 to 5 because those matter. And that's where eBay likes to put a lot of the weight. And you want to make sure that your keywords are visible and that you're leaving out the words like the, with. Those are not important words, so don't waste your characters on those. Also, leave out the punctuation. You don't need commas. You don't need those stars and squigglies and everything else. You're not drawing a picture. You're putting in keywords. Now, if this is for Etsy, same rules apply, but on Etsy, you do get extra characters. You can have up to 140 characters on Etsy for a title. I don't recommend using that many. And Etsy does love the word vintage in the title, and it likes it in the front. If you use any search engine help for Etsy, it'll always move vintage to the front. It's just an Etsy thing. So use the word vintage when you're selling there. So I wanted to get that out to you and tell you about titles. Make sure that you're not missing the mark on your keywords. Thanks for joining me on the back road. See you next time.